Today we'll practice some Italian. Make no mistake, you're not going to study Italian. You're not going to read a grammar textbook or fill in the blanks or write pages and pages of notes like it's midterm week. Leave that to the forever students. Today, you're going to practice being speakers of Italian. In this video, I'll show you how to practice one specific structure so you can use it comfortably in real, everyday speech. Direct pronouns are essential. Every intermediate speaker should be able to use them comfortably. You're not a fully intermediate speaker if you cannot use them almost fluently. To get there, you need to practice the right way. And the right way is by speaking. Not by writing, not by thinking. Speaking. But we do need 1 minute of theory, and I really mean 1 minute. Just enough to understand, theoretically, what pronouns are and avoid getting lost. So here's what you need to know. A pronoun replaces a part of the sentence you don't want to repeat. Simple as that. Different pronouns cover different grammatical functions. If you're replacing the subject, the one doing the action, you use a subject pronoun. If you're replacing the direct object, the one receiving the action, you use a direct object pronoun. And here's the important detail. A direct object has no preposition between the verb and the thing receiving the action. That's it. 1 minute. Here's a table with the direct object pronouns. I've included the subject pronouns just for comparison and context. Io, mi, tu, ti, lui, lo, lei, la, noi, ci, voi, vi, loro, li for the masculine, le for the feminine. Now, everything I just told you in the last minute, completely useless. Rubbish. I'll tell you why. You're going to forget what direct object pronouns are within 20 minutes, unless you know your grammar. But if you're not familiar with the concept, you might forget what pronouns are altogether by dinner time. Yes, all of them. But it doesn't matter, because if you don't forget, there isn't much you can do with that information anyway. Unless your goal is to speak Italian in the real world and not in a classroom vacuum. Unless you practice the right way. The way that leads you to speaking comfortably, confidently, like you mean it. And that's where today's practice comes in. All you need to do is listen, absorb, and use. We'll start with a simple listening practice. You'll hear a few sentences, each one containing direct pronouns. When the section ends, pause the video and try to repeat some sentences from memory. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to be from memory. No notes, no dictionary. Just you and your voice, and this is very important. You need to hear yourself saying these structures. And it's not just about pronunciation. This helps you metabolize these structures in sound form. And it has to come from your voice first. Moreover, that's how your sound organs start building automaticity. So sit back, relax, and listen. And after that, we'll move to the speaking practice. Non ho preparato io le lasagne, le ha preparate mia madre. Mi piace molto questo film, lo consiglio sempre a tutti. Non ho visto mio fratello oggi, ma lo chiamo stasera al telefono. Puoi prendere la marmellata? La mamma deve usarla per la torta. Giovanni e Mario sono tornati in città, così stasera li vediamo per una birra. Ci sono molti libri a casa di Alfonso, lui li ha letti tutti più di una volta. Domani Rosa e Teresa partono per l'Olanda. Riesci a portarle tu in aeroporto? La lavatrice ha finito di lavare i panni. Li metti tu a stendere? Non lavare i piatti a mano, mettili nella lavastoviglie, no? Augusto ha perso il portafogli a Venezia. Non credo che lo rivedrà più. Now you get to speak. I'll ask you 10 yes/no questions, and for each question I want you to answer out loud with the full sentence. If you just say sì or no, it's a little bit too Italian for my liking. When you answer, you're going to use a direct pronoun for the part you don't want to repeat. But how do you know if you're answering correctly? Well, let me show you a simple example first. If you want to be absolutely sure, leave some of your answers in the comments. I'll check them myself and get right back to you. Hai chiamato Antonio? And a possible answer would be sì, l'ho chiamato. Or no, non l'ho chiamato. We don't use contractions today. I know that usually we say something like, sì, l'ho chiamato. No, non l'ho chiamato, but not today. Okay? You don't need to think for too long. It's a yes or a no. The pronoun is the star of the show here. If you're ready, I am. Just pause the video after each question, answer out loud, and then keep going. No need for a 3-volume autobiography. Just keep it tight, like in the example. Hai preparato la cena ieri sera? Hai visto un film interessante recentemente? Hai incontrato tua sorella la settimana scorsa? Ti incontri con i tuoi amici domani sera? Bevi mai un tè nel pomeriggio? Usi i sottotitoli quando guardi un film in italiano? Hai comprato un cellulare nuovo recentemente? Guardi mai la televisione la sera? Leggi spesso dei romanzi? Vai a trovare spesso i tuoi parenti? To learn a structure, you need to rehearse it, and you need to use it. There's no shortcut, no magic trick. Unfortunately, you have to go the whole 9 yards. But today, you did both. You rehearsed it and used it. And I hope I was able to give you a glimpse of how a foreign language ought to be practiced, not in theory, but recreating the conditions of real-life conversation. And remember, Italian isn't studied, it's spoken. I'm Mr. Paoloni. Be well and speak well.